We are the Nerdy Turtle Network.
Hello, and welcome to Icons Academy here on the Nerd Turtle Network. I'll be your GM for the day, Jason. And with me as usual will be Mike playing Blessed Thorn.
Hello from Cleveland.
Curtis playing Putty.
Hola.
Taylor playing Rigajig.
Howdy, howdy.
And Zach playing Lacuna Lane.
How y'all doing?
Now we've come through a holiday break, so it's been a little while. And we were just talking before the stream. I'm trying to remember where all we were. And the gist that we came up with, we were in a subterranean base of a rogue Starforger who has been, for the past year or so, kidnapping people to try to use their blood in her, I wouldn't call it scientific experiments, but they're not exactly just magic either. But her
I mean, it's
techno-arcane, yeah. But anyway, so to try to flush her out, they had, the student body had agreed to, or come up with a plan for Rigajig to kind of turn, desiring to be her apprentice, as his equipment is made out of the closest he can get, at least, to this particular Starforger metal. She's interested in how he's created what he's created. And they hashed out this whole agreement with her on, keeping the students for so long, keeping them healthy, running them through a VR world, complex deal. Managed to convince her that they were serious. And then simply used it to track her back to her base. So as we're starting out, there are a handful of students that are in some of her back to tank like tubes, where she can keep them healthy while still extracting the blood they can spare. With another handful in a cryo tubes until she gets more of her extraction ones up and running. And we had ended, y'all had just begun teleporting into the base, I believe. Basically, now let's see after all this time if I can remember all the characters' names. Kayla, aka Nightflocks. Little girl younger than the rest of you. She has skipped a grade or two to be in y'all's grade. Using her shadow powers, she basically turned off the lights in the underground gymnasium of the school, dragged y'all through that shadow, and then out the door of the alien's shuttle. But as y'all came flooding out, alarms started going off. The Starforger's sort of flunky droid, the one that was disguised as a medical droid up earlier in the campaign, realized what was going on, began advancing aggressively towards Rigajig.
As Rigajig asked confusedly, what's going on?
I want to say you could hear the alarms.
Yeah, but the thing is, I had just sent an email that he approved of me sending.
And now I have no idea if y'all had rolled initiative yet or not.
I see a turn order displayed in Roll20.
Yeah, I just popped that open to see that was, but I think that's an old one. I think that was from when y'all were fighting in her last base.
Oh, okay.
When y'all were fighting those kind of super soldier guys. Because the only person that I see involved in that one, other than y'all, is Stonehenge, and he was there with y'all for that. Alright, so let's add a turn for you. And add a turn for the robot. Add the turn for that robot. And this robot you can't see. He gets a turn. And this
So
robot,
do we need to roll initiative, I guess?
yes.
I guess I should pull up my character sheet.
If you think it would help.
Probably not, but I'll still do it.
Curtis, this dice roller loves you about as much as it loved Anna.
I know. I'm not. I wasn't kidding in Discord when Jason had that picture of the kid charging into attack and falling on his ass. It's like, I feel attacked.
And the Starforger needs an initiative. Alright, in Lacuna Lane
Yes.
got a 10. And Rigajig got a 10. And Blessed Thorn got an 8. And Putty
goes
got a
last.
6. Alright, and then everybody else can go on a 3 for simplicity's sake. All right. Now, let's see here. I thought I had I not put Bruce on the board already?
I guess not.
Because I see where I put Night Terror, because she was coming with y'all too. Alright, so there's Bruce. And there's a bunch more students that should be coming flooded very soon. Alright. So top of the order is Rigajig. The robot was showing you your room, you asked to send an email, he approved the email, you sent it, stuff started happening, alarms went off. He looks at you, and I forget exactly what he said. I can't remember if he called you a weasel, or deceitful, or untrustworthy primitive, or what it was. Then he started advancing towards you.
I'll take a step back, hold an action to see what he does, and say, well, I don't want to hurt you, because that would ruin my chances of actually getting to learn anything. So how about you tell me what's going on?
Your friends are flooding the base.
Oh, well, that's going to kill me.
He cocks his head, flooding into the base.
Oh. I mean, considering what's happening in front of me, that could still kill me, I guess. So how about we both just stand here and don't do anything? You cool with that?
Well, I suppose if we're both standing here, then you are effectively neutralized for helping your friends, and I am in no danger. Makes sense to me.
Cool. Can we get back to studying?
I should likely keep a close eye on you until the situation has resolved itself.
Ah, fair enough.
Give me a willpower roll.
I'm not sure that's a good stat. Hey, it's my best stat. Hot dog! I forgot I had good willpower.
Come on now, it hasn't that long since we played, has it?
It's been like 6 weeks.
Oh,
Yeah, been a month and a half, yeah. Alright. You don't think the little robot's being entirely forthright with you. It's not obviously pointing any weapons at you, but it is kind of shifting its arms around, and just something in the tone of its voice. It may just be trying to put you at ease.
You're still going to attempt to stab me when I stop looking at you, aren't you?
Only one way to find out.
Curse my ability to blink.
And as it becomes obvious that you may be onto it, syringes, or these things that look kind of like syringes, start kind of sinking out of its hands.
This is why she doesn't have any living assistants.
Well, this and her personality. And you hear them kind of click into place as they get to full length. Alright, so he's obviously going to make an action against you when he gets a chance. Do you want to do something this round?
Yeah, sure. He's made of metal.
Mostly, yes.
I'll matter control what metal I can and just kind of goop it.
Alright, can you turn it into anything or other forms of metal? I forget exactly how your power works.
Alright, I have matter control, transmutation. Limit, only metal. Extra, ranged.
Okay.
Since it's a sentient thing that can move, obviously it'll have some ability to resist or try to mess with what I'm doing, but I'm not sure exactly how we have it function.
It will roll its strength, just like somebody would roll their, would roll their strength to resist like a physical poison or... At least I imagine it would be strength as opposed to willpower. So give me a roll, let's see. It's ranged, so give me a...
Coordination to hit with it, and then a test against its strength if I hit.
That's what I was thinking at first. This is magical, so are you is your transmutation a beam? Or are you focusing it with your mind? Would it have to be more like a mental blast? Use your willpower for the to hit roll.
Okay.
I mean, unless you specifically think of it as being some kind of beam. You know, in which case it'd just be like a regular ranged attack. I guess what I'm saying is coordination or willpower. Which do you want the power to use?
Probably willpower, because it's my best stat.
That's fair. Alright. Oh no, I know I've got to there's the robot stats. All right.
Sadly, I had a completely average roll for that.
Okay. Well, he got a 5, so now give me a roll with your the power level versus his willpower.
All right.
All right, he got a 5. So you got a major success. Now, by goop, are you turning it into like some kind of liquid metal? So it falls off, so it just kind of drips off of him?
Let's just go with the classic gallium, because while that stains my
Or can you
hands,
turn metal into non-metallic things?
my limit is metals to metals. Because I can only transmute metals to other metals. So I'll just go with a standard gallium. So it's soft enough to fall to pieces, but doesn't poison me.
Hold on a second, I'm not picking y'all up again.
Uh-oh.
Huh.
I was worried for a second because no one was talking while we were talking, but we've all forgotten how to be friends in these 6 weeks.
No, I was just letting y'all do your scene. My everything is coming good up for me though.
I didn't want to be rude.
Yeah, sorry, I was stuffing my face with chicken fingers.
Ooh.
A new headset, and it's already giving me trouble.
We should have run a test game.
All right, somebody say something now.
I keep hearing someone's TV.
That's probably me.
All right, somebody say something.
Something.
Okay, I seem to have y'all again. So,
That's good.
all right, Taylor. So, what were you doing, or how was this working?
All right, so the limit is metals to metals, is how I had it envisioned when I put limit metals only.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I was going to go with gallium, which is a soft enough metal that at room temperature it's barely solid, but it's mostly kind of like liquidy. The moment it touches like skin, it just begins melting. But it's not poisonous, so I'm not going to kill myself with it.
You're not going to splash yourself with mercury.
Exactly.
I'm picturing it having, for some reason, I'm picturing it having the consistency of ketchup. Where it looks kind of solid when it's just sitting there in a glump. So yeah, as the robot's moving around, parts of it start to kind of hang loose and kind of stretch a little bit. And it kind of it holds its arms up and it's looking at his arms, you know. It's like the robot equivalent of a person who doesn't fit in their skin anymore. All this extra kind of metal just kind of flopping around.
Ew.
As it's losing its shape slightly. Not quite falling off onto the floor, but... Alright, Lacuna Lane, down in the shuttle bay.
I'm gonna charge up to this big boy, and I am going to try and give it the quality broken leg by just throwing my full weight into the side of its knee.
Alrighty.
And pull my character sheet up.
Though for
That's
the record,
wrong. Go ahead.
for the record, Lacuna never seemed that heavy to me. But...
Physical strength. Then. Oh, nice.
Oh, that is quite good. Alright, it will resist with its strength. Alright,
Also,
so we got
just
it.
to check, can anyone else see Jason's rolls? Or is he specifically keeping them hidden?
Oh, I had truthfully forgotten that I used the dice roller on this one. For the initiatives, I was using my actual dice because I had so many of them to do all at one time. But hang on. I'll use the dice roller for combat. That's just fair.
Well, I mean, like, if you want to hide stats, you're freely allowed to hide the stats. I just didn't know if there was a mix-up happening.
No, I had used it for the initiative just because of how many I had to do so rapidly. And now I don't care if y'all know how strong the robot is. Alright, so we got a 9. So you beat it by, let's see. You got a 12, so 9, 10, 11, 12. Beat it by 3. That's a major. So yes, so you put the condition broken leg on it.
Woohoo.
If you run up and stomp on it, you can feel like one of the major supports in there kind of give way. And it's not so broken that he can't stay upright. But it is impairing his movement. So I'll make him slower if he were like to be chasing somebody. And in addition, he's got that condition, and your party has 2 free taps of it, just based on how well you roll.
Baller.
All right. Hang on, I'm trying to. It's going to try to adjust the roller where it's completely out of sight, but that's not quite working. All right, but that worked. All right. So that was Lacuna. Blessed Thorn.
Okay, so there's the medical droid, and who else am I forgetting right now? Besides us, and is it just us and the medical droid?
All right, there's the medical droid up there with Rigajig. There's what you're assuming is some kind of security droid down here.
Ah, okay.
That's the one Lacuna just ran up and stomped on its leg.
Oh, okay. So that's the one with the broken leg.
Correct.
I see.
And then I want to say Kayla had done some scouting of the place. So the 2 labs are kind of over this way. Which would be where your friends that came in as the bait would be being kept.
Okay. I see it looks like that droid has like blasters built into its arms. Am I seeing that correctly?
Yes, one arm is a blaster arm. The other arm has got like a working hand.
All right. Can I use plant mimicry to mimic a vine to simulate the binding power?
Yes, that seems perfectly reasonable.
Okay, I'd like to do that and try to bind that blaster arm to its torso so that it can't like aim anywhere but downward.
So kind of like just drawing the arm up to its side like that. Okay.
Yeah. This might be. I don't know how effective this will be because this works on coordination, but let's give it a whirl.
All right. Let me put my dice up before I start rolling them again. It's quite a habit. All right.
They're just so fun to roll.
Oh, that's not good.
Ooh, nope. All right, but his coordination is pretty average. All right, because I had him resist the broken leg with his strength, though.
Still close. I got close at least.
So yeah, he beat you by 1. So I'm picturing the vines, that that growth that you always have around you. I'm picturing the vines just kind of whipping out of that. But yeah, he manages to kind of yank his arms back, and
All right.
All right, next up is somebody you can't see. So I'm going to move this guy
Bum, bum, bum.
just into a part of the map you can't see, because your initial scouting told you he was in this room, but you don't know where he might have moved to now. Then it's the Starforger's turn, and kind of the same thing with her. You don't know exactly where she might have gone to. And then it is Putty's turn.
Okay, so my choice of opponents is the medical droid or the one that Blessed Thorn just tried to bind, correct?
Alright, y'all are in the room with the medical droid down here. Rigajig is up here. You know about where his room is from some of the scouting. Like I said, I think it was Kayla that had basically been peeking out of shadows in this place to get a layout of it before y'all came running in. So you know if you go up north through this door and around the corner, that'll be the room he's in. And that he was there with a little robot before y'all came in.
But our immediate target, we're in the same room with the medical droid.
You're in the same room with the security droid.
Security, okay, yeah. That I am going to wail on the security droid because he's an immediate visible target.
Okay. Then that would be prowess versus prowess. If I reach for my dice again. You beat him by 6. That's a massive success. And how much damage do you do with your strength?
My strength is 7.
Okay.
Putty is a sloppy brick.
Alright, and his... What was this guy's armor? Okay. Alright, so you 7, so you did 4 to him. What is his stamina? Okay. Alright. So you walling pretty good. You feel the armored plate in his chest dents in slightly. Give me a strength roll versus his strength roll to see if you slammed him.
Yeah.
His strength is a 6. He got an 8.
I got a 9.
Yeah, you beat him by 1, so you knock him back. Would be, I believe that's knocked back an area. Let me make sure. It might just be by 1. It might just be that you knocked him prone. Let me check. Oh wait, this is probably I probably have this on the GM screen over here. Or they might not have put it on the...
I don't think it is, which is one of the most annoying things about the icons.
Oh, wait, no. Slam resistance. Slam resistance. Here we are.
Oh.
Marginals, no effect. Moderate success, which is what you got. Target is prone. All right.
Boom.
So target is prone. So he didn't go flying, but you did knock him down.
Good enough.
And getting up from prone will take his next turn. So you've effectively stopped him from shooting this round, or punching, or whatever he was going to do. Alright, then it's the medical droid's turn. His voice seems to be a higher pitch, Taylor, as he looks at Rigajig and screams, "What did you do to me?" And he kind of sinks one finger into his chest a little bit.
You need to stay still and stop moving so it doesn't melt.
You don't think he's paying attention to you, considering all you hear is a robotic scream, "Ah!" as he goes running down the hallway.
Oh, that's gonna be a mess to clean up.
He's leaving little trails behind him. You hear the sound that sounds like something hitting the wall.
Oh, he's just gonna fall to pieces. Well, luckily he was made of a bunch of different metals, so hopefully I didn't get everything of him.
Down here in this hall, down here in this room, the rest of y'all can hear the robot screaming. And you see Night Terror kind of turn her head like she's looking down that hallway. What in the...
Oh, there's Siegfried, I guess.
Does he melt robots or something?
You can do a lot of things, I think.
Alright, then it is a robot's turn, but not a robot y'all have seen.
He can do a lot of things, I think. That makes me feel like the most joke character.
What's your power? I can do things, I think. Alright.
It does kind of fit with how often I go out of the suit to do things, though.
Oh.
So yeah, y'all. Right after she said something about the melting robot thing, you hear her go, "We got another of these incoming." And when she says these, she throws her thumb up at the one y'all are already fighting. And when she says incoming, she's pointing down that hallway. Then it's the one y'all's fighting's turn. He spends his round getting back up from where he'd been knocked prone.
Isn't the coach still with us?
Yes. I'm having a lot of the NPCs just go at 3s.
It makes it really hard to have a bunch of.
And then we are. Oh, I have 2 Rigajigs on the board somehow. Hang on. Or not on the board, but on the initiative. Alright, that gets us back to the top of the order, which means the coach and them should go. Hang on a second. I put the bad guys on the board, but some kind of way I skipped over. No, that's right. I had the robot and the Starforger go. That's right. My bad. All right, top of the order then. I'll get myself sorted out in a second. All right, so Night Terror, because everybody else gets to go between rounds. So Night Terror heads off this way to deal with this other robot. She grabs Brody or Landshark by the arm, basically going, "I think the kids have got this one." If they do that, Stonehenge walks over to take a swing. Somebody give me a D6 roll for Stonehenge.
I'm not doing it, guys.
That's a 4.
Alright, so that's a 4. He's got a prowess of 6. So that's a total of a 10. Versus the robot's prowess. Plus his skill. So that's a major success. Give me another Mike, give me a D6 roll for Stonehenge's strength, and I will roll the robot's strength. So the robot got an 8. Stoney's got a 7, so there's no slam this time. But the robot still takes damage. Let's see, he gets... His strength is a 5. Density bumps it up to 6. I was thinking it was higher than that for some reason, but alright. Alright, so that puts another 2 damage on the robot. Alright, and then it is Rigajig's go. You hear Kayla's voice from inside the ship, or the shadows of the inside the ship. Sorry, guys. Everybody else has got to go into the city. It's under attack.
What?
Say that again.
Kayla screamed, "Sorry, guys. That's all I can send to you. The city's under attack. Everybody else has got to go there." Or something to that effect.
Oh God, the day depends on Dixie Cup. Okay, you guys take care of yourselves. Save the day.
And then it's Rigajig's go. Rigajig did not hear the message from Kayla. Or excuse me, Night Phlox. She's in costume.
Alright, do I hear the large robot kind of coming?
Give me an awareness check.
You know what? It's a better number than I thought.
No, not quite.
Alright. But I did see what direction the small robot was going. Presumably.
Yeah, we'll say you could see down the hallway enough for that, yeah.
Alright, then I'll gingerly walk that direction.
Alright.
So I come up to the crossroad.
You see the big robot. You see little bits of almost liquid metal on the floor where the robot was dropping it behind him. A big smear of it on the wall where he bumped into it. What you see of the robot is like the outer layer of one arm has been peeled off, probably when he bumped into the wall. It looks like the endoskeleton. It looks like the insides are still all solid. It's like you just turned his entire outer layer into, what kind of metal was it again?
Gallium.
But you do see him kind of skirt by the big security droid. And down the other way, you see Coach Brody and the Night Terror running towards you.
Huh. Hello, Cavalry. I'll attempt to do the matter control on the big robot as well, if there's any metal on it for me to point at.
Yeah, sure. The outside layer of it is a combination of metal and almost looks like some sort of ceramic plating, maybe? Something potentially non-metallic.
But I'll go for the metal I can see.
All right.
Max roll.
All right, you beat it by 5. So it will roll its strength versus your power level.
Oof. That's unfortunate.
You think you see a few bits here and there soften up. Like maybe you turned individual little pieces or segments. But not enough to get like a whole effect over the entire thing. Lacuna.
And no one has used any of the 2 taps of broken leg on the robot yet, have they?
No, not yet.
Alright, I'm gonna tap that and just take a swing right at the damaged part of its armor.
Okay.
And I'm tapping that for extra damage.
All right, so that's its prowess.
Oh,
All right. So he beat you by 2. So he kind of turned, you connect, but he's turned his body enough that it's kind of a glancing blow off the armor as opposed to just kind of straight on to crack it.
Yeah.
Blessed Thorn.
It occurs to me that I might want to. I use plant mimicry to adopt, basically bark up my outer skin for
Okay.
for damage resistance. It's something I probably should have done before I got here, but it just occurred to me now that I could do that. And does that take my full turn?
Well, let's look up plant mimicry and see.
Let's see. Mimicry in general, let's see. Yeah, it does. It takes a page of preparation, so I'll be working on that.
Okay. So you've got that going. Let's see here. The blue robot would have moved from there to there. Alright. The blue robot suddenly steps out into the shuttle bay. And where the security droids you've been fighting up to this point have all been, 7.5, 8 foot tall, and just kind of bulky. Even the design is just kind of bulky. This guy is much more human proportioned. Obviously a robot, but built to be, humanoid. Even if it's kind of built like Lou Ferrigno in his prime, it's got a very beefy upper portion. So he steps in, and I know I had his name written down. Oh, yes. He steps in there going, kind of announcing his presence. I am NP3C, Human Cyborg Altercations. Stand down and you will not be harmed. And then a little piece in his chest opens up and something fires out. Let's see, who's looking the most threatening? I'm going to roll a d6. A 1 or a 2, it goes after Blessed Thorn. A 3 or a 4, it goes after Putty. A 5 or a 6, it goes after Lacuna. Alright, Lacuna.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he picked you since, you were the one that had just thrown a punch as he walks in. It shoots out fast enough that you can't tell what it is, but as soon as it hits you, if it misses you, you'd also notice. It's some sort of, basically like a bola. Or bolo, however you say it.
That's Ebola and not Ebola, right?
Yes. Ebola would not be effective against a vampire anyway. Probably.
I mean,
I don't know, though. It is
seems to be
blood related, though.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a
That'll do.
binding attack.
And coordination or prowess?
Be coordination because he's shooting it at you. Alright. Yeah, coordination versus coordination, so he's got to roll his as well. And his coordination is not great, but he's got a skill with his weapons. So he got a 7, so it misses you and it goes arcing off. From the noise it makes when it hits the wall, you think it looks like it's some sort of metallic cord with maybe it's rubberized, weights at the end. When the weights hit the wall, it doesn't sound like metal hitting metal, so it's something else must be. After his goes the Starforger, who you hear come over the intercom telling you that, what happens to your city, you have brought down on it. She had made an agreement in good faith, only for it to be a ploy. She is sick of this planet. She is sick of you untrustworthy primitives. But she will have what she needs before she leaves here.
Oh yeah, well this planet's sick of you.
Making a lot of assumptions about leaving.
She cuts off without making any response to you, if she could hear you at all anyway. Putty, you're up.
Well, I think I will try. I'm debating on which target I want. If I want to try and finish off the security robot or go after the... I keep on wanting to call him NPC.
NP3C is completely unrelated.
I think I'll just take another swing at the security robot I'm right in front of.
Okay.
And try and finish him off.
Hey, he's looking kind of rough, so you have a shot at it.
I'll keep rolling my magic too.
This is prowess. You beat him by 3. That's a major success. And your strength is a 7.
Yes. We did another strength thing to keep him prone.
No. Well, you would, but you took him out, so.
Okay, cool.
Kick-ass,
My
man.
plan worked. Ha ha!
Now, I'm not casting derision on, any of y'all's tactics or anything. But you did have, 2 full rounds where he had, stuff on him you could have tapped for free that you didn't. Lacuna put him there, waited around when y'all hadn't used either one of them. She used one of them.
And wasted it.
Yeah, we gotta work on this teamwork thing.
Oh, the last time I played with my in-person group, there was a brilliant moment of teamwork at the very end. Oh, it was great. Knocking a guy off a roof, jumping off the roof with a vehicle in their hands down on him. And then when that didn't do nothing, they basically slapped him into the ambulance, shut it, chucked it at an enemy aircraft, and had it go crashing off behind the building. And it was just bam, everybody doing their little part, bam, 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 bam.
Oh, that is amazing.
Let's see, that was Putty. Medical droid, we're just going to go ahead and remove him from the initiative because he is just freaking out. Alright. We will also remove the dead medical droid, security droid. Taylor, the one you tried to goop, steps into the room and brings up that big gun arm and fires at Rigajig.
That'll probably hurt.
It could, it could. So 9 is the roll to beat. It's your coordination.
Rolled an 8.
Alright, so it hit you. Let's see.
I feel like I'm about to use his ability for possibly the first time.
It does
This
5.
power.
It does 5 points of damage.
Cool. My damage resistance drops that to 1 point of damage.
All right, take a point.
I think that's the first time I've gotten used damage resistance.
That was something you added to the rig kind of late in the game, wasn't it?
Yep. It's the only power I've added. So I used basically all of my points to do it.
Is it ablative?
No. It's
Oh.
just raw damage resistance. I learned my lesson from having it be ablative.
Then it's Rigajig's go. Oh, wait. The NPCs we get to go. Alright, so they both run in. Let's see. Somebody give me a D6 roll for Night Terror.
It's a 4.
That's a 4 plus... prowess. Her prowess is a 6. Alright, so that's a total of a 10. Versus the robot's prowess. Alright. So she has jumped on, she has basically leapt onto its back, has grabbed that gun arm and kind of pulled it up so the gun is just pointing at the ceiling. Let's see, based on the roll, if she was putting a condition on him, it would be good for 3 taps. So what I'm going to say is that it can't use that arm against you for 3 rounds. That she's basically on there holding the gun, you know, where it can't actually shoot you. And then Curtis, if you'd like to give me a D6 roll or pull up Land Shark stats and roll a punch for him.
For him should be 1d6 plus 4. I really should have used his points to get him martial arts too. But hey. Sure, the dice like Land Shark, but they don't like Putty.
I mean, everybody loves Lash.
And he's a professional. Putty is the amateur, you know. Dice roller's just trying to keep it real. Alright. He does not beat that. Land Shark's strength was an 8 or a 9. He was an 8, wasn't he?
8.
Alright, so that's 5. That gets through. And it does not trigger any slams or anything. Alright, now it's Rigajig's go.
I guess I'll just do a leaping kick into the big old robot.
Alright. Give me that roll. 8 is the number to beat.
10's the number I got.
Alright, how much damage do you do?
Leaping into it, a 6.
Alright. He goes down.
I'd stand up, look at my teachers. Afternoon. Is everything else going as well as this is?
Night Terror, who is not one of your teachers.
Sorry. Teacher, person I thought was from the 40s.
Well, Anshar's like, this is going great. You know, he just kind of gestures. Night Terror tells you apparently she's already launched her attack on New York. There's reports of drones, robots, etc. Most of the school is pouring out to... Well, most of your class is pouring out to take care of it. Along with some of the heroes that were already on patrol in New York because this thing was going down. Like, you know, Indispensable's dad was... he was high above the city just in case the Starforger, you know, took the kids and tried to leave the planet with them or something. He was up there to intercept the ship, so...
But that means we need to wrap this up quick.
She nods her head as quickly as possible.
All right.
You can still move if you want to. Like basically to an adjacent area.
Am I able to hit this corner and look down the hallway?
Which corner?
Up top. To the
right
north.
Here? Right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Reveal area. Did that work?
It did the opposite.
All right, now it says reveal area. I've clicked reveal area. Why is it doing the opposite?
Now I can see.
All right, that did it. So yeah, you see the little robot, and sure enough, one hand is completely exposed. Well, that's what I already told you. You saw that. So if you've ever seen the grunts in Halo when they freak out and they run away with their hands up in the air, shaking back and forth, that's kind of what you've got. Except he doesn't have legs. But he's running to this. He's clearly headed towards this door here, which you figure is the same room that the cryo lab was in. You know, just given the general layout of the place. Coach Brody's like,
All right.
what do you see?
The door to the cryo lab, which we do need to access.
All right, in that case, those two move up with you. And then back down in the shuttle bay, Lacuna Lane is up.
So now that the big one's down, I'm going to glide on up to this one and give it a roundhouse kick to the face and try to give it the quality damage to sensors.
Okay.
$12.
Okay. He'll resist that with his strength. This is about his sturdiness.
Damn.
It's a solid lick. His head kind of rocks back a little bit. But that kind of faceplate, nothing cracks or is visibly damaged on it. Blessed Thorn.
I don't know if I see anything that's that I could lift and throw at the humanoid robot telekinetically. If not, I think I might just use my telekinesis to try to slam it into a wall. Oh, also, we're not actually. Are we in outer space? Are there any convenient airlocks around nearby?
No, remember this was.
Oh, that's right.
The shuttle went into the ocean and then up under the shore.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, technically, I could just throw it into the ocean if there were an airlock nearby. But I think the simplest thing would be to slam it against the wall and see if I can cause any damage that way.
Okay.
so I'd be rolling with my power to hit. And I only have a telekinetic strength of 4, but would that even be enough to budge a full-on humanoid
Do
robot?
you have an extra that lets you damage with your telekinesis?
No. So if all I can do is pin it to the wall, include it. Now, does oh, well, actually, maybe I should back up and ask a question first. Does this have a blast arm like the combat droids does? Or
No.
is it more okay? Oh wait, it has the chest robot. It has the chest plate. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna see if I can just pin it to the wall, even if I don't do any damage. I might consider that a win for the page. Is that something I could do with a 4 telekinesis?
Let's see.
Or is it too heavy?
Telekinesis.
Because it's not. Yeah.
All right,
I mean, a strength 4 might actually be questionable for like a fully metal humanoid figure. Yeah, it's just it'll just be the weight of a. Yeah, you know what? It'll be the weight of a regular person. So I would say no, since this is not.
Yeah, and he'd resist that with his strength.
Right. Are there any more bolas or anything damage look blaster in
the first
chest cavity?
Let's see. Yeah, the chest thing opened up and launched the bola. Now it closed as soon as the bola fired.
Okay.
Now on its kind of gauntlet-looking part of its arm, there's like a raised section with a slit above each fist that might be some kind of blaster.
Oh, okay.
It's not the obvious blaster hand that the other one had.
Sure, but it's probably okay.
Now
well,
you were talking like wanting to bind him. The bolo he shot is laying on the ground over here.
Oh, thank you of course.
So if you want to use your telekinesis to try to bind him with that,
absolutely, let's try that.
All right. So it'd be your willpower to hit with it. Basically, you just reach over and grab that and fling it at him. Your willpower versus his, we'll say versus his coordination because it's still him dodging it. What's his specialties? Nothing that helps him here. All right, so you beat him by 3. And that was binding. Which makes that a major, so you got him in a full hold. So if he tries to break out, he has to go against the full strength of the full material strength of his bolo.
Sweet.
Which is material strength 6. And the full hold means he can't move. He can't take any action except trying to escape. Now he still gets his resistance rolls to try to dodge attacks and whatnot and that. But he can't take any actual actions other than escaping. And then it's his turn. Alright, he is going to try to snap the cord that's holding him. So Mike, if you give me a d6 plus 6. And then I will roll his strength. Alright. So that is the escape action. And it was a tie. Alright, no effect. He is still held. So he just sits there and is kind of struggling in it. And the cord's stretching a little bit, so he, you can see that he's got the potential to break it, but he fails to this round. Let's see, then it's the Starforger. who moves around to a new location. All right, then we got Putty.
Petty's gonna wail on the blue guy.
All right. So take a swing at him. I'll give you a +2 on it, just for him being completely bound like that.
Oh, well, that puts me up to 15.
Ouch.
That ought to be a... You know, as far as the advancement rules for icons, I don't think it's balanced to have the specialties be so cheap to increase those.
Well, you can only increase those a couple of times, so that might be where they were thinking. All right, but you beat him by 6, which is definitely a massive success.
Massive success.
That might be a massive success. All right, so you do how many points is this of damages?
7 points.
All right. So on this guy, that means 2 get through. Then roll your strength versus his to see if how far you knock him.
Badoom.
Badoom.
Finally, the dice acknowledge Putty's awesomeness.
So you beat him by 1, so he doesn't go flying, but you do knock him down. So he'll have to spend a round breaking out. If he succeeds at that, he has to spend another round standing back up. So y'all got 2 more rounds before he can really do anything to anybody.
Yeah, this guy's toast.
Let's see. That droid's gone. All right. All right, so Coach Brody and the Night Terror run past the little robot who, they zip past him on either side. He kind of does a spin around, starts heading back this way, sees Rigajig, presumably coming, and jumps in this little alcove here. As they get to the door, it doesn't open. So Rigajig, what you see is one gets on either side, and they both just sort of drive their fingers into one side of the door and start pulling the door open that way. So as it's your go, this door is just now opening. Rigajig?
I'm sorry. I'll do a leap straight through into the room now that the door's open.
Okay.
So I'll just zip right on in.
Right.
Is there anything in the room?
You see the cryopods with some of the students laying in them.
Are all the students accounted for that I saw go in originally?
All of them that you saw go into the cryopods are in the cryopods now.
I'll relay that information. All students are currently accounted for. All cryopod students are currently accounted for. The lab is out that next door. And then I'll say what students should be in the pods in the next lab.
In fact, you hear some crashing noises from the next lab. And with that, we cut back to Lacuna.
Alright. Lacuna is going to tap both the prone and the bound qualities for extra damage to just stomp on this thing's head until it stops moving.
Alright, so it'll be a total of a +2 to your damage.
So, and I'm also going to burn determination. No. I'm just gonna tap the free stuff. Save the determination points for later.
You're getting excited. You're going to burn them all at once.
That's 12 to hit,
He rolled an 8.
and that is a 9 damage.
So that is a major success. Let's see, 9. So that means 4 got through. So yeah, you stomp down on his head. It craters into the floor a little bit. Now you can see at least a little bit of cracks, kind of spider webbing through that visor part of its helmet. Well, it's a robot, so I guess it's its head. Blessed Thorn.
Does it look close to being like out of commission or just slightly damaged?
Let's see, it's got 6 on it currently.
Oh, you know what? If I've still got the if the bola's got still has a full hold, can't I just manipulate it to do just do instant damage? Isn't that a condition of a grapple with a full hold? I don't know if I can squeeze enough to actually hurt it, but
yeah, it makes sense that you could do that. Though your telekinesis is a 4.
not strong enough.
No, its armor's a 5.
Okay, in that case, even though it's not, even though it hasn't loosened since the robot was close to struggling against it, because I know it as a player, I know you only rolled a 1. As a character, she may just be able to intuit that, the thing was, or the robot was able to like struggle better than I'd like it to. So I might just focus on, even if this doesn't have any real game effect, just reinforcing the hold of the bola.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to have me create an addition for like to represent that, or just leave it be. But I think that's what.
Roll your willpower. You're trying to put a condition on the bola of like reinforced or something.
Something like that.
Which will give it a +2 to its effort when we roll for it versus his when he.
Yeah. Well, now that I think about it, I mean, the only reason it's still. Well, here's the question: do I need to like constantly focus on it to keep it bound, or did I just like tie it in a knot and now it's just purely the strength of the bola that's
It's robot? You use your telekinesis not to bind the robot, but to throw the bola at him, and the bola bound him.
Okay, so the bola's doing the work right now, and if I add my telekinesis, okay.
Now, like I said, if you wanted to put a condition on him, where you were like using your telekinesis to try to reinforce the bola, I'd let you roll for that.
Okay, I guess that makes sense since I'm not currently devoting my TK to the actual hold at this point. So I will roll willpower.
All right. He'll roll his. All right, so you succeeded. You basically have like 1 free tapping, and like I said, it basically means when we roll for the bola's material strength, it'll have a +2 on it for the effort.
Cool. I'm making a point to stay with Lacuna because they're butts and all.
And then it's the robot's turn. He will try to escape. So it is his strength. So it might give me a D6. Let's see, the material strength is a. Did I say it was a 6? Yeah. The material strength is a 6 +2. Okay, you got it. Versus his strength. All right, he flubbed that.
Good thing I reinforced.
Let's see, the reinforced. Yeah. So It would have
would've
held
held
this
it.
round, yeah.
It's a lot closer though.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you rolled max though. You know, you can't bet on rolling max.
Sure.
But yeah, so he's sitting there. He's still struggling with that. He can't get loose. Let's see. Starforger's undoubtedly doing something dastardly. Then it's Putty's turn.
Another swing at the blue robot that's having so much trouble now.
He is having just so much trouble.
Maybe I can put him out of his misery.
I don't know. Would you bet on that though? Poop, I don't have a proper miniature for this guy. Well. Alright, so you're rolling a 13 to attack him?
Yes.
Which just doesn't seem fair. But you hero types never care about that.
No, we don't.
Alright, prowess is a 4. You beat him by 7.
He ain't getting up anyway.
No, he is most definitely not. Alright, so... so 2 of that gets through. And you were also just kind of stomping down on him?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we're not going to worry about the slams and smashes and all that. Because, you know, he's already prone. He can't be double prone. Not even sure physically how that would work. Alright. Night Terror and the coach run over here. Because they're hearing those crashes there. And they do the same thing. They both run up, grab those doors, and force them apart. And then it is Rigajig's turn.
I guess I'm going through the next door. Because there's no other doors in this area, right? It's only the 2.
There's a door here. There's a door here. That opens, but it's clear glass, and it's just a storage thing. It is definitely not a doorway to anything.
Then, yep, I'm headed for the next room.
All right. So you zip into the next room.
Does this other door open?
Consider that to all be one door. They should like butt up against each other, sort of. But I was trying to line them up the hallways.
Oh, okay.
Those 2 rooms are like extra bits that I've dropped onto this map.
Yeah. All right, so I'm in here. What's broken?
The back to like tubes that some of your student buddies were kept in.
Oh, no.
Apparently, I do not have an actual miniature for this guy, so we're just going to drop that picture there. And you see a white armored figure who is helping some of the students out of the tubes.
Oh.
He came back.
Is it
Crucible, is that right?
Yeah,
that is correct.
It the Crucible? Okay.
Who I thought I had a picture of. There he is.
Well, also, several of the older pictures are out of commission somehow. But they're really, really old ones, so I guess it doesn't matter.
I've been clearing space. I got to put in stuff for like the Star Wars game I'm starting to run.
Okay.
So like some of the maps that I'm not using, not planning to use, yeah, they got gone. A few other pictures.
So you're sacrificing the illustration support for our campaign for this pretty young new game that you've got going on.
It was mostly the Scion stuff I was deleting, so I don't know.
Okay. Oh, that's fine then.
Well, I'll give you a hint. The picture of El Flamenco is no longer accessible.
That's true. I did take him off. Which isn't to say he won't necessarily make a comeback, but all right.
But looking at the Crucible.
So someday he probably needs a crossover with Saint Moon.
Oh, hello, Mr. Crucible. Big fan. You're helping the kids. That's great. I'm gonna go try to find my kidnapper.
She was
Glad
not.
To see you're alive.
You hear that deep, gravelly voice come out of the helmet. She was not in the room when I appeared.
And there's only like one place left for her to be. Gonna start running to the other door.
You hear him call out as leaving. Where is Starlight Jim? And for the record, she's one of the ones in the cryo.
Cryogenic preservation tubes north. Through the only other door in this room.
He just sort of nods at you and continues helping the rest of them out. And they're coughing up liquid and pulling tubes out of their throats. You know, you've been there. You know how it is.
Yeah, it's awful the first time, but you get used to it.
It's really the catheters that are rough. Luckily, they wouldn't show that in a comic. All right. So you go running back in there. Oh, no, you're running over to this other door. Okay. Yeah, you run into it. You slap the thing on the side of the wall, and it opens up fine. Apparently, these rooms do not lock from the inside.
Right, that's probably the limit for my turn, so.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Lacuna Lane.
I'm gonna keep on stomping, tapping both prone and bound.
Oh, this poor guy. Poor guy.
Wait for the sad blue robot.
Tapping prone for extra to hit and bound for damage.
All right. Well, he rolled a 9, so you hit him.
So that is 8 damage.
All right, that is 8. So 3 of that gets through. That's got him up to 11. He is looking very rough. Bits of that armored exo frame or whatever he is are, cracking off. The visor looks like just busted glass at this point. But he is still struggling to get out. Blessed Thorn.
Did we hear the report of the kids being located?
Yeah. Y'all got comm units, so yeah. When Rigajig said, everybody in the cryopods accounted for. In fact, his mic might have still been on. You might have even heard his conversation with the Crucible.
Okay. It's occurs to me that my plant abilities might be useful in tending to the recovering students. So if I'll just quickly ask Lacuna if she thinks she's got this, and if she doesn't look like she's about to, I'm hoping that she's at little risk for bloodlust if she's fighting bloodless robots, which is my primary concern for.
Yeah, like between me and Putty and Stonehenge, we got this guy on lockdown.
Oh, I keep forgetting Stonehenge is even there. He's just over the side watching. Oh yeah,
And
stomp him.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that.
Ooh, ouch!
He's got his phone out filming it for his YouTube channel.
Yeah,
And he's filming it with one hand. With his other hand, he's just sort of like punching the shuttle's engine so she can't get away.
I'll go ahead and move up towards the cryo facilities. So let me, just how far do you want to? Will I be able to proceed?
All right. So
Given that this is all new territory to me, I won't be able to book it at full speed, I assume.
right.
So
Kayla would have been able to tell you the basic general layout.
like second hallway on the left, basically.
Yeah. So let's see. In one round's movement, I would say probably about there is where you could get, and then you can see the open doorway, so you know where to go.
Cool.
Then it's the blue guy, and he's going to try to get out again.
Give it up, blue guy.
And I can't remember. Let's see. I think when you reinforced, you beat him by 4, so it's 2 free taps. So he gets the bola is still reinforced. So if you give me a D6 roll, plus 6 plus 2 plus D6 plus 8 roll versus his strength to see if he can break out. 12 is the number to beat. And 13, you beat it. He fails to break out again. The sad thing is, when he finally snaps that thing, he's still got to wait and spin around to stand up. He's got decent stats. He should be more effective than this.
Yeah, I think we were going to be in a lot of trouble, but no, just like a few good rolls on our part, and a couple bad rolls on his part, and now we're just giving it to him American History X style.
All right. Then it is the Starforger's turn. Y'all should be getting worried about how much you're not hearing from her. Putty, you're up.
Okay, let's see if I can finish off Sad Blue. Come on, dice roller, work with me.
Oh, right. I guess that means I need to roll.
Do I get a bonus from being prone?
Yeah, you could tap that.
Well, I mean, I guess I hit anyway. Or do I only do half damage since we tied?
A tie, you'd only do half damage. I'll give you the +2 to the effect or to the effort for him being prone. So that'll make that an 11. So you beat him by 2. Nothing fancy goes on, but you apply damage. So 2 more of that gets through. So that is 13 on him. He is out. And truthfully, from y'all's point of view, it's probably hard to tell who exactly got the final lick in. You're both just sitting there stomping away. But finally, the little lights that you could see behind that broken visor go out, and he just lays there limp.
We probably look really cruel.
High five.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go save our friends.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. If it's not revealed, y'all can see down this hallway now. All right, up here in the cryo lab. Not that anybody's necessarily present to see it. But Landshark goes to just rip the top off one of the cryopods. And Night Terror has to kind of grab his arm. No! They're not just asleep. They're frozen. You pull them right out, they might go into shock or anything.
Oh.
Oops. They're okay for now. And she basically said, you guard them. I'll see if I can figure anything out on the computer.
He'll look for a switch that says defrost.
It's not a microwave.
I'm trying to think how the Starforgers would color code things.
For God's sakes, don't hit the popcorn button.
Well, there's a blue button here that's glowing. Blue means cold. Here's a red button that's not glowing above it. Red means warm. Click.
And you never leave popcorn on for the full amount of time it burns.
That's why you stand there and you listen to it pop. Alright. So, Rigajig, where are you going?
It looks like I need to go a little bit southbound. So, cut the corner, look down the hallways.
Alright. You see Big Blue sitting there half embedded in the ground with Lacuna and Putty standing over him high-fiving.
Always good news.
And then there is a wall behind you here. There's a wall here.
Oh, okay, it's a wall.
Now you do see there's a little opening in the wall here.
Yeah, I'll just head for that opening then.
Looks like it's beginning of a stairwell, looks like it's going up.
And I will shout that I'm going up the stairs. And I will be ready to be shot at.
Let's see, from where you were to the stairs. I'm going to say you can get all the way up the stairs without any trouble.
Until he gets shot.
Without any trouble until there's trouble. You get to the top. There's a doorway. It does not look like the interior doors you've been using down here. It looks like something human made. Do you crack it open or do you wait?
Does it look like it has been used? Period. Like, is it dusty?
Somewhat. It does look like there's been a little bit of traffic through here. Not like super recent or anything.
Does it look like a door that would be holding water back?
No,
Like
definitely not. Definitely
like
not.
half of an airlock or something?
No,
Alright, then I'll
definitely
crack it
not.
open.
Fresh air and sunlight come through. As you glance out, you realize that it's the from the outside. This would look like one of those big storm cellar shelter kind of things.
Is it a fairly open area?
Yeah, it's in like a field. And there's some trees off in the distance.
Do I see an alien running for their life?
You do. You step out. You glance around the field. It's overgrown. There's a dilapidated farmhouse in this. It looks like this is an old farm. Though this storm shelter facade that's outside of it looks, fairly recent. But no, you don't see anybody running. You don't see anybody running around. You don't see any parked spaceships or anything like that.
Then I will close the door back and come back inside.
So yeah, this strikes you as this was they could access the surface this way in an emergency, but and you think you could hear the ocean a little ways off. I mean, not like within sight, but you're not sure how far the shuttle had traveled under the water before it came up in the base. All right, Lacuna Lane.
All right. I'm gonna zip around the corner. Just call up for Rigajig. Making sure she. making sure he's all right.
All right.
Yeah, it's just an exit to the surface. Don't think there's anything. I think she's hidden herself somewhere else in the facility or has another exit.
All right.
All right. So where else would Lacuna like to go?
I'm sorry. My brain just completely turned off for half a minute. I am so sorry. So zip on up here, seeing as how that's a blacked out area. Or actually, just keep heading down this way. I'm sorry.
No, there's a wall right there.
Oh.
Hang on, maybe I didn't uncover enough of it.
Ah, okay.
But yeah, if you want to run up north, we'll just go ahead and undo all that. There should be some kind of door right here, even though it doesn't look like it on the map. But yeah, you find all these little chambers that some of them have doors on them that make them look like they might be holding cells. But a couple of them also look like they've been set to be like recharge stations, presumably for the robots.
And this little spot right here?
That looks like some sort of elevator lift thing.
All right.
Just
It's only got an arrow pointing up though. But as opposed to the thing Rigajig walked through, this looks like something you could bring like cargo down here.
I wonder if that's got a way up to a ship for her to escape.
Well, you know, she had a ship down here already.
That's true.
But actually, for the moment, combat is kind of over. So we can quit the turn by turn for just a second. Alright, so are y'all going to search the facility?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd better.
Alright, give me awareness rolls. And let's see. Does anybody have any sort of enhanced senses?
Not normally. I could transform into a wolf or a bat
Dang.
and use their senses.
Yeah, because nothing bad ever happens when you turn into a wolf. Go for it.
No.
Sorry.
The guys have decided they like putty.
Sorry. We only got half the students back.
But otherwise, the plan worked great.
Half rounded up is 100%.
Yeah.
Look, 50% may be a failing grade, but it's not fun about that much. As long as I ace the exam, I'll still pass.
Not if we're judging on a bell curve.
Look, the freshman class is half full, not half empty.
And it wasn't half the class that went, so maybe it's a quarter of the class that's actually gone. I mean, you know. Look, we'll just have to wait and see how many of the other members of the other classes survive, and then we'll know what the bell curve is. All right.
Let's hope we killed all the. Let's hope we failed to save all the smart ones then.
All right. So what did everybody get on their awareness? I guess I should roll
I got
difficulty.
a 7.
I actually got a 10.
Yeah, looks like Curtis is our clue finder for this round.
Dum dum dum.
Nice.
All right.
Ooh.
Or not.
You don't find hiding or hair of her.
Sneaky alien.
Now, Lacuna, did Lacuna turn into a wolf, and did she use anything to boost her awareness?
No, I did not.
Okay. So when this initial search does not turn up anything, are you going to attempt to like enhance your senses and try again?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn into a bat and use echolocation to try and find any sort of hidden paneling.
Okay.
Can you yell bat when you do that? If anyone watching.
I don't, but I've heard so many people make that reference. That is really a show I gotta check out.
Bat.
All right, everyone stand back. The tiny little bat with the giant floppy sun hat on. And let me look up how echolocation works.
Maybe she just turned invisible.
Coach Brody's like, I love that show.
What show is it y'all are talking about?
What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh yeah, I have not seen that.
Like I said, I haven't seen it, but everybody I know that watched the show, the bats thing is one of the things they talk about.
If it had been easier for me to catch, I would have watched it because Mark Hamill was on an episode.
That's right, he was.
That was probably hysterical.
In general, it's hysterical, I find. And Mark Hamill was by no means the only celebrity guest appearance on that show. That's all I'll say.
All right. So while y'all were searching, Night Terror goes and basically snatches up the medical droid and drags him in. Threatens to wipe the rest of that goop off of him. Basically if he doesn't help, so... They are starting to warm up the cryode students. Basically, she couldn't read what was on the computer because of, alien language. So she's got the medical droid, translating for her. But alright, Lacuna, give me a roll with the echolocation. I'm going to drop the difficulty because this would not have been something the Starforger would have thought to counteract. Ooh, but the dice go screw it. Alright, so 10 is the number to beat. Now with shape-shifting is one of those where you can kind of choose where the points go. Let me look at it.
Well, I don't think I can bring it up past what my transformation is, right?
Alright, transformation. No, it's transmutation. Wrong thing.
So it either just be
Transformation.
my rank or the attribute +1.
Your physical abilities in animal form are equal to your power level or the animal's normal abilities, whichever is lower. Alright, let me look. I know they've got wolves back here, but let me see if they've got bats.
It's in Menagerie. Yeah, Menagerie book. If you have that.
I believe I do have that.
And what's frustrating is, it has echolocation listed, but it doesn't have the mechanics of it in this or in Great Power.
Bats 11.
Oh, well, it just census 2. I was looking at the wrong part. So. I'm a dum-dum.
Oh, okay, I see now. Oh, well, that's because it's split over 2 pages, so that makes it...
Yeah.
Alright, so give me your awareness +2. Hey, you beat it.
And 11.
And 10 was the number to beat. So in the cryo lab, behind these two cases, there seems to be a hollow spot. When you peek back there, you see a wall, but your echolocation is telling you that wall is not as thick. Sound is partially going through it, so you're not getting as much. But it looks like, it just looks like two storage units sitting next to each other.
Alright, I'm gonna get everybody's attention and just let them know where I'm at and what I've found. And just wait for everybody to reassemble in the cryo lab.
Hello, Coach Brody and Night Terror were already there, but everybody else meets up.
Can Lacuna talk when she's a bat, or does she just sort of squeak?
Jason, I'm gonna leave this up to you.
And by squeaking, I'm picturing a Gilligan's Island bat.
I mean, it is shape-shifting, so I'd give it some form of assumption you could keep your vocals.
It's also magic, I'm guessing, although I don't actually know that.
Both possibilities are hilarious.
You retain your...
Either way, it's going to be funny.
You retain your normal mental abilities in animal form as well as your ability to speak unless specific limits prevent you.
But isn't it a squeaky voice?
Extremely squeaky.
We will happily say it's a squeaky voice. So yeah, y'all walk in. On top of the storage container or storage shelves, whatever they are, there's a bat and a floppy hat telling you there's something behind here, but whispering so whoever's behind there doesn't hear.
It's behind these cases what I think is the good stuff. And then I'm just gonna flap on and settle down on Rigajig's shoulder. Because I'm tired.
So did you become a vampire bat?
Yes. They're not actually very big. They're pretty small. Of course, turning into a flying fox and then landing on somebody's shoulder would be hilarious.
No, flying foxes are kind of cute, though.
Oh, they're very cute.
All right, so everybody's gathered up. She's saying there's something behind there.
Okay, I guess we can't find her. Let's all go home.
You see Night Terror just kind of go... And she kind of snaps her fingers at Landshark. Finger over her lips. Shh. And they do basically what they did to the two other doors. They each get on one side of those cabinets and just tear them, away from each other. And then what y'all see... It's dark. It's empty other than her. And unfortunately, I can't move my map far enough over for it to pick up on the camera. Joy. But I can do that. Which is almost as good. Alright. So yeah, this looks like an almost like an unfinished section of the lab. like maybe she was in the process of making it storage space or a safe room. But yeah, it's just a dark, dusty room, and she's literally against the back wall with her knees pulled up to her chest, crouched down. And just this utterly defeated look on her face when she looks up at you.
So maybe you should, like, stop blowing up the city.
I've already triggered the base's self-destruct. I can't stop it now if I wanted to.
Wait, you did what?
The base, it's shutting itself down. And then she kind of thinks like maybe she translated something wrong. Oh, no. The computers are self-destruct. They're deleting themselves.
Okay,
I no longer
gonna like blow up the whole thing while you're still aiming. Like, what the hell? Like that, the wall wasn't very thick.
What? No. I'm depressed about being here. I'm not suicidal.
Aw.
But I no longer have the capability to recall the drones. They're just doing what they're programmed.
Oh, great. Well, at least you're allowed to stand trial. Or I can only assume that we've got protocol for dealing with this kind of intergalactic jurisdiction justice thing.
I'm sure we have someone that can.
Well, it's the U.S. government still has a alien pirate in custody, so
Yeah, that's true. Precedent.
don't know if he's come out of his coma yet or not.
Oh, it's been like 2 years now, isn't it? Or 1 year? No, probably coming on 2 years. I don't know. It's comic book time.
But anyway, she's got no fight left in her, so Night Terror kind of makes sure she doesn't have any equipment on her, binds her up, gets on the comms, calls in Kayla, or excuse me, Nightflux, who, y'all are all back out in the room, and then Nightflux comes walking out from that storage room because, it's nice and dark. She tells you her and Landshark can handle keeping the Starforger in custody and getting the rest of your students woke up. Oh yeah, Crucible would have walked in there by now. And he's kind of hovering over the students. But she tells you the pods are warming them up. They'll be waking up soon. They'll take care of that. She suggests that you let Nightflux take you into the city to see what help you can be there. Which map is it? All right, did y'all transfer maps like you were supposed to?
Yes, sir.
I do see a picture of
I see a different
that says
map,
New
yeah.
York City.
Well, it turns out that it is indeed New York City. Now, what Nightflux tells you, there are attacks going on in Brooklyn, in Queens, in Manhattan, Times Square specifically in Manhattan, and in the Bronx. They've kind of spread the rest of your class out. So you kind of have your choice of where you'd like to go.
Is there any of the boroughs notably harder pressed?
Oh,
Or-
let's see.
Or whether there's like a concentration of enemies or not so many heroes?
So I have a question.
Mhm.
Zach, how limited is your manufacturing or magic.
Do you mean Zach or do you mean Taylor?
Oh, Taylor, I'm sorry.
Okay.
You're fine.
We
Taylor?
lost Taylor.
Yeah. What's up?
How limited are you in manufacturing or doing, quote, magic?
The one thing I can do with magic is the one thing I can do with magic.
Okay.
So it's just the transmutation?
That comes from years of effort.
Well, I was just, if this is Starforge, I was just wondering if this is Starforger tech, if there was some way, since you're connected to them, if there was some way you could, the computers are fried, they can't shut them down, but I didn't know if there was some way you could rig something to shut the drones down without us doing a long drawn out fight.
I'm afraid not.
It was a try. It was a it's worth a shot.
All right.
You want that? Go to Dr. Device.
Who is probably already on the scene if I had to guess. All right. All right, so anyway, somebody was asking if there was an area that was more hard-pressed. Is somebody breathing directly into their mic? Okay. Dynaman is helping some of the students that are handling the attack in Times Square, so they've at least got backup. Wolf Witch is in Brooklyn. The team in Queens has no other backup.
Then we should probably hit Queens.
All right.
If I had to guess, that's where I would have had it, because I see that Queens has two airports. Unless LaGuardia is actually on that little island. I'm not actually certain.
Yeah, I don't know my New York layout enough. I mean, almost all Marvel comics just take place in Manhattan, so. All right, let's see who was awake. I believe it's Molly's team that's in. Did I not open her stats? Where's she at? Oh, that's right. She's listed under Ensign. So yeah, Corkscrew, Molly, let's see, Swarm was in Cryo. Where's Pinball? And Pinball was in Cryo. So yeah, you got Molly and Molly and Corkscrew are basically alone in Queens. So yeah, they're definitely the ones that could use your help, just based on numbers. So Night Phlox drags y'all into that shadowy room, and you're not sure exactly where you come out, but it's dark and it kind of smells.
So Queens.
There are very nice places in Queens. But then you hear you hear the sound of metal on concrete or whatever. Light starts streaming down. You realize you're standing in the sewer, and she has just used a shadow tendril to knock a manhole cover out. Okay, everybody up. This was the closest one I could find. Closest shadow I could find.
Ew. Gladly. Thank you. Ew. I'm just gonna float.
Please don't have anything on my shoes. Please don't have anything on my shoes.
Hey, beautiful. Did you have a good nap?
Well, yes, I did, shortly before the game. But I'm assuming that means the baby is awake.
She is. And she's found a book to read.
Oh, very advanced for her age.
Mm-hmm. And she's done with it.
Ooh, a speed reader to boot.
Oh.
Now that she's taken a moment to understand the deeper meaning of the book, she hates it.
Alright, so y'all come up over kind of in this area, kind of over towards LaGuardia. You look around, there's crashed drones on the ground already. You see Molly and Corkscrew. Already kind of hard pressed. Molly seems to be trying to draw the attention of the drones, where Corkscrew seems to be concentrating on getting civilians out of the way. They're usually pretty good teamwork, they're just being overwhelmed. There's at least dozens of drones in the air. Some of them look like the same stuff the security droids were made of. Metallic with almost ceramic bits. Some of the rest of them look kind of piecemealed, like you almost recognize some of the tech used in them. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go around one at a time. I'm just going to ask you in general, what are you trying to do to help in this situation? Rather than doing like a big long combat where y'all are taking out individual drones, we are going to use the pyramid test.
Ooh, pyramid test.
Specifically, this is going to be, if you look into the varieties of them. Let's see, what was it? Long, meaning it's going to require 2 massive successes to pacify this area. And triggered. Basically, each failed attempt is going to trigger some sort of occurrence. Occurrences are not good. And being a pyramid test, it means, you need a massive success, but, minors build up to majors, majors build up to the masses. So... Where did I... Oh, there's this one. My desk isn't cluttered, I swear I just lose things on it.
I'll admit it, my desk is cluttered.
Well, so's mine, I just don't admit it. I managed to keep this little area clear so I can put my drinks, and this little area so I can put my RPG books. That's about it. I've got everything from pliers to X-Acto knives to tiny screwdrivers. To less tiny screwdrivers, but still small. not even sure what this is. It's some kind of computer something.
Oh,
Wolfums.
look at the beard of that puppy. That's one wizened puppy.
Yeah.
He's a fantasy dwarf breed.
Mm-hmm.
Barks with a Scottish accent and everything.
Ah,
Never trust a cat.
Even
I didn't
though,
mean that something.
No, don't trust cats.
but you said
Do
it.
not trust cats. Coming from someone who has 4 of them, do not trust them.
I mean, even the most diehard cat people know better than to trust a cat.
You can trust a cat to be a cat.
Exactly.
I had a buddy whose cousin was something of a ladies' man. And he had a girl one time when they were in high school. Had a girl one time asking, "Can I trust so-and-so?" You can trust him to be him. And then when she caught him cheating, she came back to my buddy all pissed off. "You said I could trust him." No. I said you could trust him to be him.
Predictable is not trustworthy.
They were in a small town. He's like, everybody in town, knew the cousin's reputation.
Oh boy. Except the girlfriend, unfortunately.
Yeah, she chose to ignore it, one or the other.
Oh, gotcha.
But anyway. So yes, lesson of the day: don't trust cats or people, apparently. All right. So this is the scenario: drones in the air, Molly's up there drawing fire, corkscrews trying to get people out of the way. Some of the drones are still attacking civilians. You've got civilians running. You've got cars in kind of gridlock on the street, where people were trying to get away, and then they tried to U-turn. There's a lot of auto accidents.
All these drones are airborne, right?
Correct. So starting with Blessed Thorn, what is Thorn going to try to do to help?
Well, I'd like to take advantage of that nice, juicy park, Douglaston Park, that I see on the map, and see if I can pull some stupid plant tricks. Finally get to in our finale deploy full utilization of my plant control and plant mimicry abilities. Could I don't know if I'm powerful enough to pull like a full Ent army awakening, but I might try to pull a Macbeth and try to fake it. Like how that one dude did with all the bushes, feigning an army of walking trees. If could I somehow manipulate the tree life to kind of at least draw out some of the drones and maybe get them to divide their forces and make them easier for us to handle. Is that a thing I could do?
All right, that is plant control. It certainly sounds like something you should be able to do. Just let me. Is plant control in the main book, or is that just in?
It's under mimicry.
Oh. Okay.
Now there is a specific listing for plant control in Great Power that might be more detailed. In fact, I'm pretty sure it is more detailed.
That's kind of Great Power's whole shtick. All right. Mimicry. Look up plant mimicry.
Too bad you can't make a Godzilla-sized Audrey.
Oh boy, someday that'll be my senior thesis. Now I do have plant control as an extra of plant mimicry, and the listings for both powers are notably wider in Great Power.
All right, let's see. You cannot control plants with a higher material level than your power level. What is your power level in plant control?
5. So if I have to resort to shrubberies, that's what I'll do.
Okay, well, 5's pretty decent. Let's see what the material strength
and
is.
also I'm open to taking troubles for determination to power stunt if that's what's needed to pull this off. So it's the last issue, so feel free to
Level 5 would get you up, material strength-wise, get you up to something the equivalent of concrete. So I'm going to say trees are below concrete.
Cool.
So yes, you may summon trees.
Shall I go ahead? Should I make the roll now, or are we going to go around and see what everyone's doing first?
Yeah, let's do that.
Which one?
Oh, I guess that was one I had actually specified. Let's go around. I meant the last one you said. Let's go around.
Okay.
Let me look up. I had plant mimicry pulled up, or control pulled up, and then I shut the page. Alright, so Blessed Thorn is summoning forth tapping into her goddess abilities and summoning forth a army of trees. What is Putty doing?
Putty is not well suited for combating flying opponents. Unless I'm going to grab something and throw it at them.
There's lots of abandoned cars, just saying.
Well, I might do that. I also want to keep an eye out for opportunities to help people escape, if he can.
Okay.
But he's, 14. I'm sure he wouldn't mind throwing a really nice car at one of the drones.
So he's basically chunking cars, moving things out of the way to help people get away, tearing off car doors if somebody's trapped in a car, that sort of thing. Okay.
Be really funny to, put a soaked rag into the gas tank of a car and turn it into a Molotov cocktail.
One thing you notice as you arrive. Those of you that are wearing your school uniforms, which I think all of y'all basically do, the little, that little shield logo that the school uses, it has morphed into something a little more, it's still got a kind of a basic shield shape, but there's now just kind of the silhouette of a man standing in there in like a tricorn hat, but also a cape. And the collars of your suits have kind of rolled up your faces, which sounds weird, I know, giving you masks that are, obscuring your identity. It's not like a full superhero costume. It's still kind of clearly school uniformish. And, for people like Blessed Thorn who, have a pretty distinctive look regardless of what her clothes are, it's probably not going to help much. And as you arrive, you see, mollies and corkscrews have already kind of done that. Alright, what is Rigajig going to do?
Honestly, I don't have any great things to do other than just spin really fast in the air. So I'm just going to be running through bots in the air.
I'm picturing you spinning at top speed, and you kind of, you leap onto a rooftop, and then you're kind of leaping rooftop, like passing through swarms of them, trying to just swat as many as you can.
More or less, yes. Okay. I mean, spinning does give the ability of states that it gives you the ability to fly with it, or you can power stunt it to fly.
You could power stunt it or get it as an extra, certainly.
But yeah, mostly since I already have leaping, I'm just bounding around best I can.
Okay. And Molly has got a pretty large crowd of them kind of gathered around her. You can tell she's taking some pretty good hits, but burn marks on her suit and stuff. Lacuna.
I'm going to be supporting Molly and Rigajig.
Oh, that's right, because you can fly. Was there a limit on your flight at all?
It's tiring. Basically does 2 stamina damage whenever I use it.
Okay. Is that a round or is that just in the scene?
It doesn't specify. I'm assuming scene.
I would say scene, yeah. Because that's pretty massive if it was by the round.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's had a good chip.
Okay, so that's everybody. So pick the attribute that you think goes along with what you're doing the most, and give those a roll.
I would really like to say the attribute that goes with mine most is strength, but it's really not.
The combination of chunking cars, but also like peeling them open if you had to let somebody out. Yeah, we'll let you go with strength.
Oh, well,
Say
that changes mine. Then.
prowess.
Neat. 2 max rolls.
Nice.
All
All right, 3 12s. Way to go, team. We're really good at what we do.
We're going to go to the 3/4 of our team.
Look, if you average the team out, it's doing fine. Sorry, I was looking for a difficulty thing. All right.
I'm not just a superhero / model. I'm also a member of a team.
All right, so the difficulty is 10.
We got successes anyway.
All right. So that is 3 minor successes.
And we have 1 incident.
And 1 incident. Now, what did you roll with for yours, Mike?
I would have rolled a 1. That's my part.
No, I mean which attribute or power or whatever.
Oh, I was rolling plant control.
All right. So there's no specific ability assigned to plant control.
No,
unless you're trying to control a sentient plant, and then it tells you how to break that down.
Yeah. Sorry.
Let me take a quick look at your sheet. Go ahead and re-roll that. Use your willpower. Since the ideal is you're trying to control a massive amount of them.
Okay. Well, it's a better roll, but I don't think it didn't quite. But so should I always be rolling one of the 6 attributes then? For the pyramid test?
For this, I think so.
Okay. Well, it's still an incident, but maybe not as catastrophic an incident, perhaps.
Well, since that's a tie, I'm going to say no incident.
Oh, okay.
Though I am hoping at least 1 incident does end up happening. But, so minor, marginal. So the 2 minors equal 1 major. All right, so Blessed Thorn, your tree army comes marching down the street, and they end up kind of spreading their foliage up top, creating a kind of canopy, almost like they're trying to block the view of the people on the street from the drones in the air.
Oh, nice.
It doesn't get thick enough, and some of the drones can just drop through it, and some of them were already down street level anyway. Thus, kind of the tie marginal success.
Gotcha.
Putty, you're basically running along the street, and there's where the cars are all snarled up. There's several people trapped. So you're ripping off doors and flinging them at drones. Sometimes you hit a drone, sometimes you don't. You do take a couple of them out at least. At one point, you kind of roll yourself to cover somebody as a drone does a strafing run, just to have the shrapnel, or not shrapnel, but the rounds it's firing ricochet off of you and take care of it. Take the drone out. Rigajig and Lacuna are just up in the air. Rigajig is kind of bouncing back and forth, swatting drones down. Lacuna flies up to Molly and kind of is backing her up. As the drone's coming up behind her, Lacuna comes up, snags it. Would she be likely to just kind of fling it to the ground or into another drone or tear it in half?
Probably just tear it in half.
Okay.
Seems like the best way to avoid collateral.
You can kind of look at where you're dropping it that way.
Yeah.
All right, rip. All right. Rooftop. Molly is just kind of punching him. She looks over at you and you get there. Oh, back up. Thank God.
You're doing great out here, Maldal.
Yeah, but it's just me and Corkscrew. We were getting a little overwhelmed. This was supposed to be one of the smaller attacking groups, but they just keep coming. All right, then next go through. What is Blessed Thorn doing? Maintaining the same tactics? Are you trying something else?
I'd like to try something else.
Okay.
I'd like to use my plant mimicry, and this is straight out of the Great Powers book, to basically do the mind control thing, the insect mind control thing again that I did before, via various pollens. Okay. And would it be possible to summon up, and this may be limited based on like how much mosquito life actually is in the area. I can't even remember what time of the year it is. If it's anything conducive to mosquito season or whatever. But could I try to mind control mosquitoes into like kind of flying en masse and gumming up into like drones and gumming up the works to kind of get them to shut down from the inside? Just basically marching off like countable numbers of mosquitoes to their deaths to literally gum up.
Sure.
Drones.
Mosquitoes, other bugs, anything in the area.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you could definitely try that.
Would this be a willpower thing again?
Yes.
Okay. And is the difficulty always going to be 10, or is it just going to be based on what you roll in the turn?
We're going to do it based on what I roll in the turn. So.
Okay.
So the difficulty. Let me go ahead and roll the difficulty for this turn. Difficulty for this turn is only 7.
Okay. I'll give the willpower a roll then. Okay.
All right. Well, first let me go through everybody else.
All right. Sorry.
I mean, it doesn't matter if you already rolled. All right. So Putty, what are you doing this round?
I think I'm gonna probably stick with the same tactics. He can't grow wings, so he's kind of probably stuck there.
Okay.
And he'll he'll try and use "Come at me, bro." Try and get the attention of some of the drones, maybe to use his ricochet power,
Okay.
and use determination to boost my effort
All
for
right.
this. 'Cause we need some big successes to clear this out.
Rigajig.
We're still just hammering away at him, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep hammering away at him.
All right. Lacuna.
Same verse, second as the first.
All
Wait.
right.
You know what I mean.
Second verse, same as the first. Gotcha.
Same first, second first. Got it.
I'm tired.
Am I going to have to make you listen to the Herman's Hermits when this is over?
Violent Femmes has a song that goes kind of like that too. Third verse, same as the first.
Hey, I got an 11 this time instead of a 12.
All right, so everybody go ahead and make your rolls then.
Would you like me to reroll?
Oh no.
All right. So the number to beat was 7. So Mike beat it by 2. Or say Tarky beat it by 11. Or not by 11. Rolled an 11. So beat it by 4. Curtis beat it by 4. Lacuna tied it. So that's 2 majors.
Oh, well.
A minor.
We needed those.
And then one of the marginals that don't count for or against you.
So what's that in total so far?
All right. So the minimum goes with the minor goes with the other minor you've got, which makes a major. So that gives you.
I guess we have 3 majors.
And then you had 2 majors just from this roll. Worth the major y'all got last time. So that y'all have totaled up to your first massive success. So you need 1 more. So you're halfway there. The drones are still coming in large numbers, but you think you can tell they're starting to thin out a little bit.
It had to be. It can't be sending more.
And you've taken out most of the ones that really look like her regular tech. It's kind of the jury rig slapped together looking ones that you're facing now. Where she's clearly, repurposed, conventional human tech. Like all these superheroes blowing up all of her bases might have been, straining her resources.
Right.
It's very upsetting.
She is so persecuted.
But anyway, so yeah, Blessed Thorn does her thing, and the trees make like the happening just with bugs instead of people, and the bugs all suicidally charge up into the drones.
Oh, please don't compare my contribution to the happening.
The not happening.
But it covers up viewport or the sensor ports. It clogs air intakes. Gets inside and just gunks up the works. So some of them are not as efficient as they were. Some of them are crashing into things. Either just flat out, something shorts out and they fall. Some of them unable to see, take turns into street lamps or the sides of buildings. Putty, you're continuing to shield people. And your actions down there are drawing more and more attention. So you're becoming more of for the ones flying along at ground level, you're becoming more of the center of their attention, which is allowing more and more people to flee. And Corkscrew is acting as a kind of an escort, and he's running back a little ways behind you, where Night Phlox is like teleporting them away, Some of them don't like the idea of going into the sewers, but But it's cover, so. And then Rigajig, Lacuna, and Molly up in the air are just smashing away. It's just a melee. Lacuna and Molly are basically back to back in the air, kind of taking them out as they come. With Rigajig kind of focusing on almost purely offense, They're having trouble targeting him because he's moving around so much. All right, and the next round, what's Blessed Thorn going to do this round?
I think I'm going to try relying on my telekinesis just to fling debris into whatever drones are remaining. I'd like to invoke a quality with some trouble, if I may.
Okay.
To get a bonus to the roll, just to make sure we can seal this victory before too many rounds continue passing. I'd like to tag, since I haven't really tagged the delicate flower quality yet. I'd like to invoke that for some trouble to pay for my exerted effort, and say maybe she's just like she could either just be like really fatigued from all this exertion, because I don't think I've ever deployed my plant abilities to this extent before. May I even suggest, and this is kind of a drawback, but it also has like an added benefit. So you tell me if it's a worthy trouble. What if I strained myself physically so much that my thorns started falling out as a side effect of the exhaustion, or whatever else you may deem fit to express it. But I'd like to do that to get a +2 to the roll. And this time, I guess I'm using my telekinesis attack, but I guess that's still a willpower roll, so that'll be my action bonus page.
Let's see. But yeah, thorns falling out is suitable, because that basically means your aura is not up.
Yes.
Because your thorns were basically where your aura power was coming from.
Yeah, and that could have been the only reason I haven't been physically attacked as much because of that. But without that protecting me, who knows what'll happen?
Well, if one of you completely fails a roll, that could be the incident.
Yeah.
All right, so let me roll the difficulty for this round.
It's the final issue. Who lives? Who dies?
9 is the number to beat.
Ooh, okay.
And I did go through everybody, did I?
No, just me for this page.
Oh, that's right. This is the third round. I'm sorry. What does Putty do in this round?
I'm going to do the same, and I will use my second and final determination point.
Okay.
Also.
What are you tapping?
Still to come at me, bro.
Okay.
If I can do that twice in a row.
Yeah, as long as it's not twice in one round, you should get fine. Rigajig.
How much more do we need to get done?
Y'all have gotten y'all's first massive, so essentially you're starting on the second test. So you need to get up to another massive.
I still have some points left in leaping to keep going airborne, so I'll keep doing it.
Okay. That's right, your leaping wears out after a while, doesn't it?
Yep. But I've still got like 3 ranks left, so it's enough to go airborne to slap drones.
Yeah.
Oof. But only an 8.
Lacuna. If you're talking, you're muted.
I am sorry about that.
That's no problem.
Gonna keep doing what I've been doing, but I'm going to tap my friends are everything to me, because if we screw up here, they might die. And I'm going to tap student because I'm going to be applying everything I've learned since I came to the academy.
Oh,
to what I
that's a good one.
Oh
That's a good
yeah.
Oh
one. All right.
yeah.
Oh yeah, we're students.
So that'd be a +4 or a +2 for effort.
For the effort, which is the to hit roll basically, that's +2 for each one you tap.
All right. So that'll be a solid 10.
Mhm.
Go to hell.
So the stat's a 10, but you rolled a 1, so it's still an 11. The number to beat was a 9, so it's still a success.
I mean, really, the first year for you was just basically surviving your turner.
Yeah.
That's no small thing. Oh, and I haven't rolled yet. So should I go
Okay.
ahead and roll now?
Yes, go ahead and roll. Everybody else has.
All right, and let's see. I think I need to do this manually, right? Because I'm adding the +2. Roll 1d6 +6 +2. All right.
All right, so Curtis, he got a major success. Or I should say Putty got a major success. Lacuna got a minor success. Blessed Thorn got a minor success. And Rigajig has triggered our first incident.
Woohoo!
Excuse me.
I've been shot in the leg.
All right. So Blessed Thorn was using her telekinesis to fling debris, correct?
Correct.
All right. So broken glass, side panels of cars that have been knocked off, sticks and limbs and leaves and just stuff that have fallen off the trees that they've been moving around and doing their thing. Probably whatever poor bugs are still floating in the air. It's just this swarm or this glob of mess that just kind of gets flung up into some of the droids. Kind of like the bugs did. It's clogging air units. It's hindering their vision. Some of the larger things are actually damaging, some of them. Some of them dodge what you fling, but get low enough that some of the trees are able to grab them, or Because I'm imagining while all this is going on, the trees are swatting at any that they get a chance to. Then Putty, you were keeping the same tactics, basically, correct?
Yes.
So again, you're freeing people. You're, tearing off chunks of car and chunking it. At one point, one's flying down low enough that it's kind of zipping between cars, like it's trying to sneak up on you. But you manage to grab the car next to you and just kind of upend it, and then down on top of the thing, pancaking. Lacuna. Remind me, what was your tactic again this round?
Just grabbing, ripping apart any drone that got within a certain range.
I knew you were tapping into all the stuff, but basically, so you and Molly are basically still just up there, just wrecking shop. You're up high, you're drawing the most attention, and just tearing everything that gets within arm's reach of you. So there's just, from up there, there's just the two of them going, there's just a rain of debris coming down. Mostly over the rooftops of the building, so it's not hitting people in the street. And then there's Rigajig. Alright. At first, your tactic is working just like it had been. You're jumping around, you're smacking drones. Your suit is not quite as responsive as it was. Just because you've been leaping a lot, so that's kind of winding down a little bit. So you had to be a little more conservative with your jumps. And the last drone you smack, you didn't have quite as much force in the leap as you expected. So instead of the drone being knocked safely to one side, it's falling down towards some cars. You can see people are still driving out, or still trying to climb out of. So going into this next round, there are 5 people endangered. Well, several people didn't remember the exact number. So at least one of you is going to have to take their action to try and save these people. Or not. You can't let the people just get squished. That is an option. It doesn't matter which one of you it is that tries to save them. Multiples of you can, just to make sure you succeed, because, failure is going to be unpleasant. Let's see.
Putty's already been saving people, so if he's close enough, he'll pitch in for that.
Yeah, Lacuna will join Putty and save the people in the car.
Alright, and those 2 minors y'all got became a major, so... Alright, so y'all are currently sitting at 2 majors.
So 1 massive, 2 majors?
Right, that is where y'all are sitting at currently.
Alright.
Alright, so going into this round. Blessed Thorn, what are you doing?
I was just trying to think about that. I've lost my aura. I still have plant mimicry and plant control are still fine. How many drones are still in the air, and how many are really just on the ground at this point?
The majority of them on the ground. There's still a couple of dozen in the air.
Okay.
But it's much thinned out from what y'all have been dealing with.
Yeah. I don't have plant growth. It's just plant mimicry and plant control. I'm not sure. Right now, I'm not thinking of any new tactics. So, I wonder if, could I control the trees into forming some kind of barricade to kind of contain, basically an impromptu fence to just kind of contain the remaining drones on the ground so that they can't wander off and go into hiding.
Sure.
Yeah. So would that be another willpower thing?
Yes.
Okay. I'll just let me know when I should roll. But yeah, I think I'm gonna be at this point. I'm gonna try to just
corral them.
Corral them, exactly.
All right, Putty. I think you were going to try to rescue the people.
Yes, I'm going to deal with the incident.
All right.
Try to. I think me and Lacuna were both gonna.
So you got this flaming wreckage coming down. Big ball of metal. There's smoke trailing out on one side, and it's dropping down towards these people that are, a couple of them have climbed out of the car and they're trying to help whatever family members were in the back. They were in one of the incidents where the little traffic accident up there. So you've got this flying down. How are you going to try to save them?
Yeah.
And I think he froze up. We may have lost him.
No, my brain froze.
Oh, okay.
but I have an idea. I am, rather than throw a car this time, I'm going to lift the car that they're in and try to run with it to get out of the way.
Okay. That'll just be a plain old strength check then. Rigajig, what are you doing this round?
Was there a successful save on the car?
He'll roll that when everybody rolls. You got to tell me what you're trying to do first.
I actually already rolled, but we don't know if it's a success.
Well, yeah, I have not rolled the difficulty for that yet. So
yeah, I'll go ahead and position to try to stop the. Just kind of take the brunt force of it, of the landing. If I can make a leap there to get in place in time to block it.
Or you could leap into it in the air, whatever. Okay, you're gonna try to basically interpose yourself. Yeah. If he doesn't move the car out of the way. All right, Lacuna.
I'm gonna join in trying to stop the falling bit of debris.
All right. You say you stop it from falling. You literally just gonna fly up and try to catch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get up under it and brace my back against it. Like,
all right.
Is that gonna be a coordination test, a strength test, or a prowess test? Because all three sound like they really kind of fit.
Let's go with coordination. Because lifting the weight is not going to be an issue for you. The drones are, they're good sized drones, but they're not like, aircraft sized or anything. So it's really more about getting yourself in position.
Alrighty.
Alright, so here's the roll just for this round of the pyramid test. The number to beat there is a 5. And the incident... the number to beat is a 7.
Okay.
So everybody give me their rolls.
I got a 10.
Woohoo! I got a 9.
All right.
Box. Good box.
And this is see, Blessed Thorn got an 11, and she was going up against a 5, so that's a massive success, I think.
Woohoo!
Yep. Lacuna got a 10 versus a 7, which is a major. Rigajig just misses his jump. And did Putty roll?
Yeah, I got a 12 unless you want me to re-roll again. I rolled before you.
Oh, okay, I see it up there now. Okay. All right.
I will gladly roll again if you want me to.
No, that's fine. So Blessed Thorn ends up crowding up the rest of the ones that are at ground level. The trees just kind of move in and then kind of fold their tops into each other. It almost looks like a bunch of trees surrounding them and looking down at them. But it seals in the top where they can't just go up to get away.
Right. So it's way more like a dome.
But it's right there at the top. It's a little loose because it's just the tops of the trees.
Oh, gotcha.
Meanwhile, Putty manages to run up, grabs the car, lifts it up, picks it up. The people inside the car, the guys that were leaning into the back windows to get people are like hanging out the side as he moves it out of the way.
I'm sorry, I'll be right back.
And Lacuna swoops down and actually gets between the ground and the thing, catches it before it hits. So there's not even an explosion or any shrapnel to have to worry about.
Nice.
But Blessed Thorns gets you up to that last massive that you needed. So while she's corralled everybody in, you see Molly grab the last drone that's still in the air, up high. And then she basically does like a barrel roll and comes down.
And back.
at the very, cause she comes down at the very peak of where the trees are, and you just hear, you know, smashes and crashes, and as she basically just drives that thing into the mass of them that have been corralled up.
Ah.
And then the trees kind of part, and she comes walking out. The people that are still street level start cheering. You know, the skies are clear now. Within a few minutes, you're getting reports from other parts of town that the other teams have been successful as well. Some have been dealing with more property damage than you. There's been more collateral damage in some places than there was here. As Night Flock starts evacuating you, some of you are already getting pings on your. Pardon?
I'm sorry, I thought I was muted.
Oh. Some of you are already getting pings on your phone. One of the other teams is. Someone has got a beautiful shot of a drone just crashing straight into Indispensable and driving him, you know, into a big pile of trash. Now, to be fair, the news reports there is footage of him, you know, really holding his own and, you know, doing fine. But that's the picture that gets spread around school. Principal Roland's voice comes over your comms, you know, instructing you, don't tell them what school you're in, you know, anybody you talk to, don't tell them, you know, where you're from, essentially. Basically, keep your identities, even if you're not planning to have a secret identity, keep it a secret for right now. But, you know, help people with the cleanup, you know, cooperate with the police. So for the next several hours, y'all are scooting ruined cars over the side, clearing the streets where emergency personnel can get through. Lots of news reporters running up, wanting to ask you questions, while also, you know, trying not to get in the way of your work. Some more of the adult heroes show up to kind of supervise, and they start kind of deflecting. As you return to the school, which we never really described exactly where the school was, other than just in New York. And so a secret shall remain. But of course, this is all over the news.
You mean the school's existence, if not the location?
No, the event that just happened.
Oh, gotcha.
This unprovoked attack. You know, unnamed supers, mostly in similar outfits. You know, obviously younger, rolling out.
If they ask too many questions, we'll just tell them we're in training to be dark and mysterious.
That is fine. That is perfect. You know, Principal Roland doesn't mind you going with superheroes in training. Just not where the, you know, no hints about where the school is or anything like that. But eventually they gather you all up. You head back to the school. In this sort of, think kind of a Quinjet, you know, the X-Men's Blackbird. That's, you know, sort of vertical takeoff. Because Night Phlox is pretty wiped out from just all the running around she's done and people she's been moving around. As you approach the school, alarms start going off in the cockpit. Roland, who's piloting it, what the crap? Looking out the cockpit, you see a 50-foot robot on the school grounds.
Oh, no.
And it looks like the senior class is fighting it. You arrive just as they seem to take it out. It turns out the entire time you've been dealing with vampires and, you know, bounty hunters and Starforgers. Yeah, one of the senior class accidentally invented an AI that went rogue. And the entire class was trying to keep it hush-hush and take care of it. So when they got in trouble that one time, they thought Roland had caught on to him, but he was talking about people, and they weren't dealing with people, so they were, like, really confused.
Figures they'd show us up those theater snobs.
Yeah.
So the next few weeks of school go blessedly uneventful. At least until portals start opening up all over and you find out the junior class had been involved in some stuff too.
Oh boy.
Your characters get drug into that because Starlight Jim's little boyfriend, I'm blanking on his name right now. Anthony?
Oh yeah, it was Anthony, I think.
He knows y'all, so he ends up dragging y'all into that to, help shut down these portals. Some of the magical members of that class were playing with things they shouldn't have. Turns out you may not have been the only people that broke into Wolf Witch's.
I was going to say, I think we're in the clear now if they're getting into magic trouble.
Is this just how the school works? Every year has their own. It's like our class project. We have to get into some secret hijinks that we keep secret from the faculty.
The sophomore class just disappears for 3 days, and they come back.
We were the only ones rotten enough to blame another class for our problems.
That is true.
Well, also to be fair, we had multiple problems.
Yes, we did.
But yeah, the sophomores disappear for 3 days, and they come back talking about some sort of interdimensional, tournament they were in.
Oh, they got the fun one. That might have been the one Serpent Boy was on.
That would have been. I can't remember if he was a sophomore or a junior.
He wasn't. Oh, that's a good question. I would have envisioned him as sophomore because I envisioned him being a young high school kid when I started playing.
Yeah. He was just a smidge older than y'all though, or than this group.
Yes.
Frost Giant calls him up, just demand, "Did you get first place, lad?" He's already printing up merch.
Is he a coach dad? Is he one of those parents?
No, he's a violence dad.
Right. So he's actually beating up the coaches, not just yelling at them.
But anyway, all of you managed to pass your classes despite all this interruption.
Woohoo!
The principal is, of course, the staff in general, very proud of you. Night Terror is, from what you hear, is talking you up to the superhero community as a whole. So that's pretty much where where Icons Academy will wrap up. Y'all have completed your first year.
Nice.
If you like, we could come back to these guys at some point in the future. I'm not going to delete your character sheets or anything.
Be like, as Principal Roland, hey, well, how do you think next year's going to go?
And he turns to you, and you realize there's a lot more gray in his hair than there was at the start of the year. And he tells you it better go easier than this year, or he may not live through it.
Pops a fistful of antacids.
Popping them like candy.
Well, to be fair, you won't get any more trouble out of me. The only person that threatened my life recently is in jail now.
And yes, Spear does pick up the Rogue Starforger, and there's a lot of debate over what they're going to do with her. It was basically a terrorist attack sort of thing, but she's an alien. They've been in negotiations with Starforger, so there's a great debate over what to do.
Maybe exile her to the next arc.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe that'll be one of the things Muck Boots put in charge of.
Oh.
haul this so-and-so back to her people. Tell them what she did.
That'll be a fun conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Should we really be in negotiations with the Starforgers? I mean,
Most of them are very law-abiding. Because long-term, that's just good business. This one was just very impatient.
Because if you're the first one to do something cool with it, you get your name written down.
Yeah.
Unless
It's
you
one of
get
those things,
confused by teenagers.
if she had pulled something off impressive enough, it would have overshadowed how she did it.
Yeah, well.
They are very corporate like that. But she did not pull off anything impressive. So that's the end of the first arc of our anthology season.
Nice.
Our next arc will be kind of our sci-fi arc. After the voting, I believe the Blood and Stars name was what won.
Right on.
that's a good one.
Let me check. Yes, Blood and Stars. Okay. So, be back with us in 2 weeks for the first episode of Blood and Stars.
Will that be the first episode or the episode 0? Like, are we creating characters ahead of time, or will that be the session that we define?
Since we're doing point-based, I would say have the characters created ahead of time, and we'll just jump into this one.
Okay, and so there won't be like we did at season 2. There won't be like create these elements as well, or we're just gonna get into it with our characters. Like,
If you've got an element you would like to create, go ahead. Like Taylor has fleshed out the Starforgers for me a little bit.
okay, cool. Oh,
And also the start of the Hunters.
That's right. You gave me the Hunter's
I
origin.
fleshed out.
So you made both. You made both organizations,
The Starforgers were originally made for last season,
right? But they're both.
and
your
I was
contributions.
assigned to make them.
Nice.
And then the Intergalactic Hunters is part of Muckboot's backstory, so I just fleshed them out a little bit more.
Sweet.
So yeah, if there's anything like that y'all want to throw out, if there's an organization that's in a character background, y'all feel free to. But we will plan in 2 weeks of just jumping into episode 1 and getting that started.
Yeah, I'll have to figure that out. I am serious about like I'm really kind of torn between whether I want to do the sentient mini star or the Starforger. Is anyone else planning on a Starforger character? Or if do you already have plans for? Well, I guess we can figure this out.
Yeah, we can talk about that later.
Yeah,
So anyway,
2 weeks. Awesome.
Yeah. So see y'all in 2 weeks. I hope whoever comes by and watches or listens to this will join us then.
This was a very fun arc. I really dig it. So thanks.
Yeah, it was. But anyway, I've been your GM for the day, Jason, and with me has been Mike playing Blessed Thorn, Curtis playing Putty,
Laters.
Taylor playing Rigajig,
See ya.
and Zach playing Lacuna Lane.
Thank you for joining us.
And we will see y'all next time.